Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the century mark. Welcome to Triple Digits. Welcome to the Wilt Chamberlain game. It is indeed episode 100 of the Fellowship. My name is Adam Hawk. I am joined by the founder and CEO of Nation Golf, Ryan Engle. And Ryan, off the top, I would like to commend your consistency. You have gone a perfect 100 for 100 in not preparing for episodes of the Fellowship. I tip my hat to you, sir, a man who doesn't miss.
Newsflash, everybody. Adam's a little bit grumpy this morning.
No, I'm not. What would give you that impression?
I just know. I know you, man.
I'm not grumpy at all.
Just a little bit. It's okay. It's okay to have these feelings, Hawk. I'll pick you up, bud.
So on 100 episodes, let me play the role of hack sideline reporter interviewing a star athlete after a big game. Ryan, 100 episodes in, how do you feel right now?
I feel great. Our team has put a really good product together. All glory to God. Thank you. What a wonderful question. Thank you for asking.
No one believed in us. We took it one game at a time.
Yeah. Shout out to all of our great listeners out there in TV land, Hawk.
If you are listening to the show right now, first off, thank you, and we sincerely mean that. We do not say it enough. Thank you for listening to the show. A lot of podcast hosts think that the selling point of their show is that it's free. A couple of things. Free is not a selling point. If something sucks, I don't care how free it is. No one wants it. People, myself very much included, are also very inclined to spend money on something that enhances and enriches their lives. We do it every day. So I hardly think that podcasts being free is a good selling point. The next thing I'll say is podcasts aren't actually free because you have to spend something far more valuable than money on listening to a podcast. And that's something that you have to spend is your time. And unlike money, you can't get time back, which makes it the most precious commodity in the world. So Ryan and I truly appreciate that you spend your time on this show, especially when you have endless options for entertainment. All of that said, we are 100 episodes in, and it's time to take this thing to the next level.
Okay.
But let's take it to the next level together. We, the hosts, you, the listeners, we can each play a part here. We, the hosts, can promise in the near future that we will add a video component to this podcast and guests here and there and short clips to social media and YouTube. That will take some time and some planning, but it is clearly something that we need to do sooner than later, something that we've thought about and something that we are planning to execute. In the meantime, while we source the time and resources to make those things happen, here's what you can do to help this podcast grow.
Can't wait to hear it.
Whatever platform you are listening on, press the subscribe button and leave a review. It will take you all of 90 seconds. Then go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel over there, give our videos a big old digital thumbs up, leave a comment about anything. It can be your take on something we talked about. It can be a question you want us to answer. It can be a call out on something stupid we said or how wrong we were or where we contradicted ourselves. We're not going to tell you how to engage. We're just going to ask that you engage. And then tell a friend about the show. Share the link in your Instagram stories. Grab a buddy's phone. Get them subscribed to the iPod broadcast. Whatever you got to do to add one more listener from your network into ours. If everybody listening right now got one of their pals into the show, the audience doubles overnight. And that is enough pandering from me. I promise I won't do it again for another 100 episodes. But if you are a podcast listener, you know that we do a whole hell of a lot less begging than other shows. In fact, we are criminally bad at asking for help. So that's it. Cheers to the first 100 episodes, and cheers to some substantial growth over the next 100 episodes.
That was some A+ ballot harvesting, if you ask me.
Thank you very much.
Great work. Great work. You'll love to hear it.
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
To stump for votes.
Yeah. Ballot harvesting.
Let's talk some golf. Neither one of us have played golf in quite some time. In fact, I haven't posted around since August 19th, which is funny because I typically average about one round a month and have for the last 8 years. And my lovely wife, who I love of my life, great gal, has it burned into her mind that I play way too much golf. Lady, I don't play enough golf. If I exercised as much as I played golf, I would be gaining weight. I would be morbidly obese. That being said, you haven't played in a few weeks either.
I think it was 3 weeks ago.
Are you jonesing?
No, because my wife's been getting a treatment twice a week up in Newport, and I've been driving her to her treatment. And I have an hour and a half to kill, so I've been heading over to the Newport Beach Golf Course and practice facility and hitting balls for the first time in a long time.
You are notoriously allergic to golf practice.
Yeah, but I mean, what else am I going to do up there for the hour and a half? And the first session, I went to the pizza parlor and ate a pie and drank a pitcher, and I was like, well, as fun as this was, I don't think I can sustain this twice a week. So I quickly and brilliantly thought of a different plan. That plan was to get some swings in, and it was kind of interesting timing because last time I played was the worst I've played in years.
Really? This last time a couple of weeks ago at Indian Wells Country Club?
Couldn't hit the ball, and those pressure par saves when you need them weren't going in, and had a big day out there.
Did you post it?
I post every score. I think it was an 80 or 81. It was the way I shot the 80-81. There were a couple of doubles that were just atrocious. The overlying thing, I don't really look at the score much. I look at just the game. Like, how did I play that day? And, man, I was missing irons both ways, and it was just piss poor. Fast forward, now I'm heading over to these little range situations and never really ironed out any kinks in the old swing. Been trying a few things, and it's been fun to hit it. Talk up the old guys there because they see me pull out my old gals and how loud they are with the steel shafts. And they're just like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, I'm hitting this 30-year-old club better than you are, bud. The range is a weird place. You could buddy up and bunk up next to another guy's mat, and more often than not, they're going to act like you don't exist. They're in the zone, and they're not going to be talkative or even acknowledge your presence. Then sometimes you'll get a guy that's a little more chatty, but ultimately you're getting very strange action from the guys. You're like, you don't play golf like this, do you?
Right.
Because you're acting like a weirdo.
Those guys are more awkward than J.D. Vance in a donut shop asking every employee how long they've worked there.
How long have you worked here?
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good.
I'm telling you, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Next time you go to a driving range, just look down the old curved line and take a 5-second gander at each guy and just go, weirdo, 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 weirdo. No one acts like that in real life, but golf practice brings out a very weird spirit in a man.
How many more treatments does your wife have?
I don't know. I think there's only one this week, and I think she might be done. I have to look at the calendar.
Which means you will never be going to a practice range again.
Never. Now, that being said, if I'm going to play a nice place, I'll go hit a couple balls just to, like, warm the muscles. But the word practice, it's not really practice. It's more like warm-up. I don't think my mind's wired for practice. Hence this show.
We're talking about practice.
We talking about practice.
Not a round. Not a round.
Not a game. Not a game.
Talking about practice.
We talking about practice.
Not a round.
Not a game.
Not a round that I go out there and die for.
Not the game that I go out there and die for.
And play every round like it's my last.
And play every game like it's my last.
Not the round.
Not the game.
We're talking about practice, man.
We're talking about practice, man.
I have a tee time this Saturday at a country club. I'm not going to say which club or who I am playing with. All I will say is that the person that I'm playing with is a 13 handicap. I am a 12.5. This person that I'm playing with at his club, where he has posted 3 to 4 times a month for the last 10 years, wants to play straight up. And there's just no chance that I'm going to go out to his joint, which is pretty difficult, and play him straight up. Don't you think that if you are a member of a club and you play there all the time, that you know the nuances that are going to take 5 to 7 strokes off of your scorecard?
If you live your life with your tail up your U-Haul and looking at everything like a little bitch, then yeah, I would feel that way and be all nervous and scared. But maybe think about the other way to look at it. This is an opportunity with no practice.
We talking about practice.
No rhyme or reason to go to someone's house and steal game one. You and I know this and only this to be true about playing good golf. It takes cockiness. You got to be very, very confident in what you're doing to play good. Nobody just goes, guess I was pretty lucky today. No, you saw a good shot at some point, it fired you up, and your focus went next level, and you went on a tear. That's what golf is. If you're already going into it, this isn't fair. He plays there 3 to 4 times a week.
A month.
Go out there and give him the slappy, crappy, and happy, dude. Watch a few putts go in, see it get close down the runway, start talking a little shit, and take his lunch money. Do I really need to tell you this?
Maybe.
Great use right there.
Thank you. Let me put the shoe on the other foot, then we'll come off of it.
Put the shoe on the other foot.
You're playing to a 3 right now?
No, I'm down. I'm way down. Let me look. I think it went down to like a 1-something, 1-4.
1-4. Congratulations.
Yeah. I have gone down from a 3-3 or whatever to a 1-4 by getting rid of the 460cc driver and reverting back. I don't even know how many cc's that Callaway has. I think it's 180, might be 200 cc's. I don't even know. Steel shaft. My game has gotten so much better with that club.
If you invited a .9 handicap out to Indian Wells and you are a 1-4, he's got you by half a stroke, but it's your joint and you play there all the time and you know what the course does, you know where to miss, you know what the greens do. Are you asking to play that guy straight up? Or are you going to spot him a few because you know the course so much better?
I'll give him a breakfast ball on one because you know he's going to hit it in that house on the right. Everyone does. No one knows that the line is much further left, or you have to at least move it much further left than you think. I'd probably give him a breakfast ball, and then I'd be like, all right, pal, you're on your own now. Like I tell everyone, accuracy over distance, but you're not going to listen to me. You're going to pull driver on 2, hit it into the pool on the right. You're going to hit it in the rocks on 3. I know they're going to fall apart.
You just proved my point. You know they are going to do stuff that they shouldn't do because they haven't played there, whereas you have played there. So you're proving my point that the country club member having someone out who is within a half shot or
I'm
a full
not proving your point.
Yeah, you're proving that
you're
you know
taking what I'm saying to help your argument. I haven't proved your point. Now listen, dude. This was my turn to talk. Yeah, I'd probably give him a breakfast ball on 1. That being said, I know golf. And you cannot bank on anything. You have to perform a certain way, and so do they. There's too many nuances, too many situations. You can't count on any of it. So, yeah, I think straight up is the way to go because it's like, look, you're coming over here. Yeah, I got a little advantage, but let's see it, buddy. What are you going to do? You going to invite him to your club? Didn't think so. So you got to show up and put your big boy pants on and play the game, don't you?
Fine. All right, great. Case closed.
Next question.
It's actually your topic. I did ask you for topics last night, and you wrote back, live golf. Something that I haven't thought about in 6 months since John Rahm went over there, and absolutely nothing happened in terms of cultural relevance for the organization that is Live Golf. Every now and then I see an article where someone says John Rahm regrets his decision and wishes he could come back, and then he refutes it. And I just got so sick and tired of paying attention to that. But you wanted to talk about Live Golf, so the floor is yours.
Isn't it interesting? It's still going. They're throwing massive amounts of money at these guys. Nobody's watching. Their viewership is laughable. They're kind of in our league right now. But we're trying to grow this thing without Saudi Arabian money. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's like, okay, The dust has settled. The wake has calmed in the pool a little bit. There's no one at these events. John Rahm won the individual thing, and he got some gaudy, like 2010 NBA looking championship ring. I mean, it's probably got some speaker in it or something. It's so stupid. And then now this weekend they had the team championship. So there's like two different things. The Rippers Golf Club won $14 million between them. You look down the list and all these guys, and you know, some of them are former great golfers. Here they are in this thing, and it's like, we're what, 2 years into it now? How much longer is it going to actually go? Because I don't care how rich you are. At some point, rich people don't like losing. And you cannot tell me that LIV has won in any way. Did they hurt the PGA Tour? Yes, they have. But you're already hurting a bad product, so who cares? It's going to continue to move on because they play for consequence. You have to come up through the ranks to even get on that tour. You're not just going to get signed by the PGA. So there's always going to be a enormous pool of people that want to break through in competitive golf.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas LIV, it's the opposite. So clearly that's the issue.
Right.
You can throw all the money in the world at these guys, but are they truly playing for consequence? If you already have $50 million in the bank, yeah, it probably feels good to win $4 million on Sunday or whenever they finish. Do they finish on Saturday? I don't even fucking know. But I think you pick up what I'm putting down here, Hawk.
I sure do.
Isn't it incredible that it's still going and the golf world, the viewership, the participation, it's crickets.
What you're saying is they are playing out a very long, very expensive string. Longer and more expensive than anyone would have thought possible. Because normally when you go into business, customers drive that business. And if you don't have customers, how can that business stay afloat? And I can hear people in their car right now or on a walk with their headphones in saying, you guys are exaggerating. There are people at these events. There are people that care. Sure, fine. Not to the extent of the money that the LIV financiers are spending on it.
Nowhere near.
You certainly can't justify 3/4 empty golf courses with a bunch of hacks playing a really bad format and no one covering it, no one watching it, and no TV networks fighting for the rights to it and say that this is any sort of return on investment that makes it worthwhile. I think when it comes to LIV at this point in time, September 23rd, 2024, my big takeaways are, weren't we supposed to be merged on June 6th, 2023? It's been 15 months and they're no closer than they were to quote unquote unifying the game. My second takeaway is congratulations on doing the impossible and making Anthony Kim disappear twice. That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
To bring back Sasquatch, put him in a zoo, and have no one come to the zoo.
I wonder if he would have done better if he tied his shoes. But I do play in huaraches, so...
Great pronunciation. I think his shoelaces are busy keeping his man bun intact.
How do you wear a ball cap with a man bun? You cut a little hole in the back? They probably sell those at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Hey, could you take the pinwheel off? I'm going to golf in this.
My third take is, go ahead, grab Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau, who they are now touting has more YouTube followers than the PGA Tour, and John Rahm, at the time the world number one. Throw all the money at them, put them together, and no one cares. No one cares. I have said it a million times. I wrote it in 4 Magazine. I'll say it again. Everyone loses here because they hurt the PGA Tour without helping themselves. And in that equation, the golf fan gets a mediocre product on the weekends with the PGA Tour and a product that they absolutely cannot find and don't want to find in LIV Golf. This podcast gets support from our friends at Howie's Market. Howie's Market is your one-stop destination for full-service grocery, including the best meat and fish departments in all of Southern California.
And don't forget about the hooch, Adam. Howie's Market also offers the finest wines and spirits and a wide variety of craft beer selections.
And if that's not enough, and why should it be, Howie's Market hosts monthly wine tastings and parking lot barbecues every single weekend.
We're talking tri-tip sandies, half chickens, baby back ribs, all beef hot dogs, and more.
No wonder they were voted the best butcher by Los Angeles Magazine. So head on down to Howie's Market, open 7 days a week and conveniently located in the heart of the San Gabriel Valley at 6580 North San Gabriel Boulevard.
Stop on in and tell them Nation Golf sent you.
And give them a follow on Instagram at Howie's Market. Another weekend, another Ender Dragons loss. Yours truly, the gaffer of the football club, the head coach of the girls U10 rec soccer team, is now 1-3 on the season.
Last place?
Second to last.
Still?
The Blue Bananas couldn't win this weekend.
Damn, dude, I'm really rooting for them. I'm a big Blue Bananas guy. You're going to see me. Last game of the season is going to be between you guys, I can already tell. All those invites you gave me and my wife to come see you guys, we're just going to be on the other side of the thing over there, eating shakies with the Blue Bananas, dude.
The good news is we scored a goal for the first time since week 1. The bad news is we let up 2 goals, so we lost. And just like last week, these losses are sticking with me for longer than they should.
Wow. That's why you're grumpy. I knew it.
I'm not grumpy.
Maybe.
I'm actually in a fantastic mood because D&E, diet and exercise. You're looking at a new man here.
Oh, yeah. Guy takes 3 walks, and he's back. Now you're in the game.
Buddy, let me tell you, 1 week of a little bit of exercise, low carbs, skipping breakfast, ripping coconut water by Zico. Shout out to Zico. Wonderful coconut water. And no alcohol.
Okay.
And down 6 pounds in 7 days. Why am I doing this, folks? Well, on December 11th, we are going to Rams Hill. We, being Ryan and I, Rams Hill with the Nolan brothers, Mike and Scott, and we're filming while we're out there. And we are going to be the stars of the show, hosting, playing golf. And I don't want to be a fat guy on camera. And we are barreling down towards the holidays. This is when anyone can add some inches to their waistline. And I'm trying to slam that thing in reverse. And I'm doing a damn good job of it.
Really?
You're also doing a little D&E.
I didn't know that was the way you pronounced it.
Diet and exercise.
Okay. Yep.
And how's that going?
Great. Eating meat.
Yeah,
Lots of it.
same.
Big meat eater. It's actually been fun because you have to get creative in the kitchen to pull certain things off, limited ingredients. I feel like I'm on a cooking show. Pretty nice.
I feel like I'm the viewer of that cooking show because every dinner you make, you send to Justin Jung and I.
Well, it's because I know you guys are probably ordering in or something. I want to let you know what a real kitchen smells like. A lot of doggy bags at the Jung and Hawk household. A lot of doggy bags. Funny how many doggy bags they have, you know? The most doggy bags I've ever seen.
I mentioned that I cut out drinking. I have not had a drink in a week, which doesn't sound like anything to brag about, but with my lifestyle, quite proud. I asked you recently, how much do you drink? And when I asked you this question, you responded in a way that floored me. You said, quote, 3 to 4 beers and 2 shots of whiskey a night.
Yeah. It's about standard. Didn't have any last night. Really?
If you went an entire 7 days without drinking, you would cut out 40 to 42 drinks in 1 week.
Yeah, well, why would I do that? I'm trying to live my life, Adam.
Good for you. The race to December 11th is on, folks. Who will look better in this video that we are producing?
It depends on if Mr. Hawk here gets a spray tan or not. So he might try to push himself over the edge with a little Lightning McQueen tongue at the finish line, but I'm just telling you, folks, I don't think it's going to work.
Wow, a Radiator Springs reference from the kid.
Yeah.
I listened to a podcast last week. The podcast was called Longboarding is not a crime. The special guest on episode 11 of Longboarding is Not a Crime, Mr. Ryan J. Engle. If you are interested in hearing 90 minutes of backstory of Ryan's pretty remarkable career in the surf industry, I would highly recommend episode 11 of Longboarding is Not a Crime. Thank you for sharing that with me. I enjoyed listening to it. I was pretty impressed with your background and how many hours you put into professional surfing, recreational surfing, surfboard shaping, entrepreneurship, networking, buying and selling. Quite a life you've lived that you tend to keep pretty low key from the audience that you speak to now.
The scene and the elders of which were in my immediate tribe, those that influenced me the most, very adamant about instilling self-promotion as a bad thing. You were lame if you did that, and everyone else who did that was super lame. I've always been like that. If we go out to dinner and we're meeting people for the first time and my wife's like, oh, Ryan shaped surfboards, I'm just like, oh, fuck. Go down to the beach. If I'm suiting up, getting ready to paddle out, and someone wants to start talking surfboards with me or something, I'm just like, I can't get out in the water fast enough. I don't even want to talk about it. Now, I can turn it on for a customer when they're coming to pick up their board, but ultimately, surfing is a very selfish expression. It's very self-indulgent. If you're following the etiquette, you should be the only one on the wave in which you sought out to catch. With that comes different types of people, and one of those types of people is one that's very self-promoting. And those guys, God love them, just weren't my guys. It's interesting to talk about it, especially on a platform like that, but TJ was a great dude.
That is the host of the podcast.
Yeah, TJ Writings. You forget some stuff until you're asked about it, and it was kind of nice to go down memory lane.
It was fun to listen to, and if you guys want to find that, the podcast is called Longboarding is Not a Crime. It's abbreviated on Spotify to LINAC, L-I-N-A-C, the acronym for the podcast. So if you see the LINAC podcast on Spotify, navigate yourself over to episode 11. I enjoyed it.
Really?
Maybe. This weekend, I went and got a haircut. I also got a haircut for my son, and my daughter backed out of getting a haircut at the last minute. Don't know why, but she didn't want it. But when all was said and done, I had spent $75 on 2 haircuts, and it could have been over $100 if my daughter had gone through with it. And haircuts are something that we're going to have to pay for the rest of our lives. Always have, always will. And when you're the parent, you're paying for everyone's haircut. So I did a little math, and then I came up with a life hack. Haircuts at $30 a piece once a month come out to $360. You throw in having a son who's getting haircuts at the same cadence as you, $720 a year. Your wife typically will do something to her hair twice a year, and it's normally around $200 each time. So that's $400 a year on her hair, and now you're at $1,120 a year on those 3 people's haircuts. And I have a daughter. She gets 2 trims a year. That's more in the $50 range, so that's pretty minimal at this age, but another $100. So a family of 4 is spending $1,200 a year on haircuts. Throw in tips and the fact that a daughter's haircut is going to cost a lot more money the older she gets, and 18 years of haircuts for a family of 4 is going to run you $25,000 to $30,000. Here's the hack, folks. Someone in your family needs to learn how to cut hair. This came to me this weekend when I was in the chair thinking, if someone in our family knew how to do this, we would save $30,000 over 18 years. What do you think?
I mean, I learned how to cut the dog's hair.
And how much is that saving you?
It's $60 an animal.
Right.
Once a month, it's $120 a month.
There you go.
The kid does it. Figured it out. Why don't you start by just buzzing your hair? You can just go buy clippers and do it yourself.
Well, I'll tell you why I don't do that. I'm thinning in the back.
Ooh. Little cul-de-sac. Is that what we're talking here?
You want to do some YouTube comments?
Sure.
All right.
We've been promising the listeners in TV land for about a month and a half that we were going to get to these.
Yes. Let's do some YouTube comments. Thank you to everyone that listens on YouTube and comments on YouTube. From Kush MFG. When we said last week, maybe we are that bad of business people, Kush MFG wrote back, I feel this one in my soul.
Yeah.
Business is hard, folks.
It's hard for non-slimy people.
Right.
Slimy guys find it a little easier. It's easy to climb the mountain when you step on people, but if you don't have the balls to step on people, you kind of get stuck at the bottom a little bit, and that's okay. Okay.
Matthew Morales, 4442. Outside of LG's, what other haunts do you like in the Valley? I am a frequent user of my parents' vacation house down in La Quinta for golf trips, and I'm always interested in new restaurants or bars to take the boys. Thanks for the quality entertainment and gear.
Well, I haven't been since we, ironically and luckily, randomly, walked in the last night of his ownership, but Kennard's Sandbar in La Quinta is the definition of an old haunt. It is the spot. I imagine it's still pretty much the same because the staff has been there for so long. I can't imagine whoever took it over changed much because they have such a core local following, but that is a great spot. For the Mexican food, I would go Casuelas Cafe. That's the one that Ray owns, right by Pete Carlson's Golf. The other ones are great too, and they're historic, but the cafe is a little different. It's got a more upbeat, lively atmosphere with the live music, and their menu is a little more casual. Great little bar to hit, Cactus Jack's. They have so many locals in there. When you bust that door open and take one foot into that dark atmosphere, they all look at you like, what the fuck are you doing here? Love a place like that. If you're feeling real fruity and you want to take some mid-century pictures for the gram, the Pink Cabana at the Sands. What's great about that place is it's right behind the place you should always avoid. Don't get sucked in by the line out front. Pay no attention to the America's Top 100 Restaurants sign out there. Do everything you can to always and forever avoid the nest. Say no to the nest. It's not what you think it is. And let's not forget, folks, if you're in La Quinta, Matt Morales, listen here, bud. Happy Hour, Arnold Palmer's restaurant. They got a great happy hour and some outdoor seating, a little fire pit to smoke a cigar, all the memorabilia in the world. You're supporting the King's Foundation. I mean, you gotta go.
J.R. Hollis says, you guys should give a seat on the podcast to a guest like Butsy or someone like Tony Bacardi. Get some additional eyes on the podcast. I listen every week. It's simply the best. I buy all your apparel. Let's grow this thing.
I would invite Butsy. I like Josh. But I've heard that if Arizona guys wear their white sunglasses across the California border, that their sunglasses melt away because we don't allow those here. Arizona. He would have to get some grown man black shades, and he could probably make it here without burning the bridge of his nose. How Arizona is it to wear white sunglasses, dude? Arizona. Vanilla Ice has not been cool for 40 years, dude. It's time to give those up. You don't own a stand-up jet ski. Your jet boat's broken. Your Dodge Charger with your exhaust kit isn't doing it anymore, bud. Arizona. I just love making fun of the Arizona guys. It's so easy. White sunglasses, dude. What, do you got a chain wallet, bro? Yeah, I love hats. I always wear them backwards. Cool, dude. It's like a bro culture yarmulke. Arizona.
Don't forget to pull the side of the hat over the tops of your ears.
Yeah.
Arizona. On that note, folks, we will get out of here. Thank you so much for listening to the show. We appreciate it. 100 episodes down, 100 more to go, and then some. We will talk to you on Monday.